What is happening on YouTube Kids? A phenomenon surrounding Momo and other videos specifically targeted towards your kids subliminally. We're gonna get to the bottom of this in this episode. Welcome to episode 8. My name is Cedar Lenik, and you are listening to Fallen Hour Radio. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be listening to my podcast from, whatever platform you may be on, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Anchor, wherever you are from, whatever your profession is, whoever you are, I am happy you are here listening to the podcast. My name is Cedar Lenik of Fallen Hour Radio and Fallen Hour. So we're making some changes. We're actually changing our format on Facebook.com/Fallen Hour, and you guys can follow me on Facebook.com/Fallen Hour. And the program and the format we're following is covering stories just like this one. We are totally changing everything we are doing to surround ourselves in this subject of getting into really covering stories and getting those stories out to you and digging down and finding the truth. And this idea has came up because I love covering stories, I love interviewing people, and I love just strange things happening in the world, and more importantly, I want to get to the bottom of certain things, especially this YouTube Kids thing. Now, being a father myself, this was kind of a strange subject to pop up in my news feed, on YouTube, hearing about this on the news, and it's kind of strange to see the reaction that this is getting on these platforms. And the more and more coverage that is coming out about this subject, and it's taken some time, but the phenomena surrounding Momo has finally reached its peak to the point of people recognizing that they need to take more initiative to protecting their kids when they're searching on the internet. More importantly, YouTube. Now, YouTube Kids is a platform totally designed for your children to safely browse YouTube videos. And by this I mean it's monetized in a way that subliminal things cannot pop up, bad videos can't pop up, and if they go down the rabbit hole, which is YouTube, they can't find themselves in weird corners of the platform or the website. It won't take them to any other website. There's no links, and there's nothing that would take them to any other website besides YouTube Kids. So there wouldn't have been, or there shouldn't have been, any question about it, right? It's a platform totally designed around video, and now we have an app that came out for YouTube Kids, and there's millions and millions of kids hopping on this platform, checking out videos, following their favorite vloggers, following their favorite shows, and more importantly, they can watch their favorite programs on this platform that usually would come out on TV or Hulu or Netflix. And getting into this, I'm not sure exactly how YouTube Kids works. Now, I'm a social media marketer and I work a lot with YouTube, but not YouTube Kids. And I don't know if you're able to upload yourself. I think you are actually able to upload yourself, your own videos to the platform. I'm sure that there is a lot of monetization around this, a lot of censoring around this, and a lot of, I'm sure there was, but this Momo thing has really taken a toll on the company and really shown the weakness in the armor. Now, let's dive into what this Momo character actually is. Now, the image of Momo was actually created by a Japanese artist who created this sculpture called Mother Bird, and it features a lady's face with chicken legs, and it's just a really creepy image, right? But more importantly, this image was altered in a way that gave it a face to subliminal messages. Now, this is kind of strange to say. Before, subliminal messages didn't have a face, but it's been given a face, and it's kind of sad to see that an artist's work and a true artist's sculpture has turned into something so dark, so twisted, and I really feel for the artist and who has been pulled into this world that has subliminally taken lives or influenced children in such a way or exposed them to the real world. Now, it's come to a place in today's society that these things are almost not as important. But seeing how this is infiltrated and has put itself on in front of your children and is displaying messages to your children, now I think people are really taking the initiative and really taking focus and noticing what is happening on the internet today. Now, some could say that this was put out there so that there could be better monetization, that there could be better regulation on the internet, and I've seen a lot of people comment about this and talk about this, but I think it just opens up a broader scope of really taking advantage of sitting down with your kids, talking to them about certain things, and opening that gateway and opening that safe haven that your kids can talk to you and tell you about certain things. And tell you if they are experiencing something like this. Now, to dive more deep into what this Momo challenge actually was, this didn't start out as a YouTube video. This started out maybe late 2017 and really took a big dive in 2018. Now, it started out as a fun game or a scary game that people would play on YouTube, and they would shoot videos on this. And I actually watched this one video of this girl who was doing a whole video on this. It turned out to be a joke, but it's actually a real thing. Now, what the kids or what the person would do is they would download the WhatsApp and they would find this number for Momo and start interacting with them. Now, turn 2018, this has turned into a darker, more twisted challenge, giving you new challenges every day for 50 days. Now, that is 50 days, almost 2 months. It gives you a challenge every day, and you are to send it or reply to it with images of the challenge you were committing. Now, this could include anything from cutting yourself to suicide at the very end, and to maybe even committing crimes. But more importantly, this is our most definitely this has been inflicting self-harm was what the challenge was about. And it's sort of twisted and strange, but this has turned into something bigger than what it was in 2018 or 2017. Of just starting out as a game you would play or a number you would call, and it's been altered, or it's been diving deeper and deeper. I think it's been testing the waters back in 2017, 2018 of what it can actually get away with. And more importantly, hiding itself and hiding its identity and becoming a pro at it. Now, I think this person had the intention of putting this out there the way it is portrayed today in the beginning, but has tested the waters for a year or two with people doing this challenge with them and diving more and more deep into this reality of influencing kids and influencing adults or influencing anybody who would take the initiative or to take the challenge. And it's become strange. But nothing like this has hit my town until recently. Now, I haven't heard of anything like this hitting an area near me. Now, I watch news stories, I listen to news stories, and these plagues, so-called, have never really come too close to my area. But I actually took the image of Momo and I asked kids that I knew, my nieces, my nephews, if they saw this person. And now they really should not have seen this person if this wasn't true. Now, there's stories out there and big news stories coming out saying that this is a hoax, and a lot of YouTube videos coming out saying this is a hoax and it's not true, it's not real. But when kids, your nieces or nephews, your children, see the face of Momo and they recognize it and they get scared of it, I think this is very real. Now, there's a lot of people posting on social media saying that this subject is fake, But when you show your kids this image, or you show your nieces and nephews this image, and they recognize the image and they get scared, I think this is real. It's causing fear. And that to myself is a very real thing. Fear is very real. And it can make you do some really scary things if it's come down to that. Now, what if this video or these images or these songs were played to a kid who was very influenced? Then what would happen? Now, there were some stories that came out recently. Now, this Momo story has been a big thing for the past week, but it's been going on for a couple of years. But there was a story that came out giving statistics based on this Momo character and suicide, and based on other videos on YouTube and suicide. Now this is kind of strange because there was another story released saying that these claims were not proven, that these statistics were not proven, and that there was no deaths. But there was a post made in Argentina, a newspaper post, and published an article stating that this was real, and that they had one suicide that came from this Momo character, or came from this YouTube phenomena. Now, to myself, that is kind of strange. Now, why is the media fighting, and why is there stories coming out saying this is fake, this is a hoax, and why is there this other side saying this is absolutely real? Now, I think this has to do a lot with just a big range of information out there on the internet. People researching for themselves, and I think this is what you should do for yourself as well. Go to YouTube, find stories, go and read about this, and sit down and talk with your kids. Talk with your nieces and nephews, ask them if they saw this character, and then take the next steps. Deleting YouTube maybe would be a thing until it's safe. Now, this is a story that I'm just now covering, just now diving into, so I don't know a whole lot about it, but I know enough to know that this thing is real. I know enough to gather a lot of stories and a lot of people have told me. Now, I know people who have stopped their kids from watching this on YouTube Kids. My wife has a friend whose son watches YouTube, not YouTube Kids, but he's come across a video just like this, and she's taken, and he's not that old, okay? And she's taken his iPad away as soon as she saw this pop up. She actually caught it in the act, trying to influence this child. Now, that's kind of strange to say. Now that I've talked to maybe 3 or 4 people about this phenomenon, and most of them have heard about this, and most of them had experiences on this. Now, how real is this? So we're actually diving deep into this. We're going to make this a video about this on facebook.com/fallenhour, or facebook.com/cdelenic, or at cdelenic on Facebook. Now, I've actually contacted a therapist and a psychologist in my local area, and we're going to schedule the interview, and I'm going to sit down and talk with her and just ask her some questions about this Momo character. What sort of person does this take to get these videos out? What kind of mind does it take to get these videos out? And more importantly, we're going to cover what should you do as parents, or as an uncle, or as an auntie, or as a grandfather do about this, and how should you approach this with your children? Should you sit down and talk to them about it? And if so, which I think is the right thing to do, is you should sit down with your children and talk about this sort of stuff. How do you approach this? Especially maybe they're 3 or 4 years old, 4 or 5 years old, 5 to 7. How do you approach this with your children the right way? And what sort of steps can you take to monetize them, or to monitor them on the internet? Now, I think kids should be monitored anyways on the internet. It should be no question that their security is a thing, that their security is proven, and their security is number one on the internet. So we're actually going to be launching this on facebook.com/fallenhour, and we'll have the video out later in the week at Fallen Hour on YouTube. But this is going to be one strange topic to jump into. I know I'm going to find a lot of things that I probably do not like, and I'm going to lay them out for you guys here, so you can decide whether this is real or whether this is not. Or you can decide what you can do what sort of actions you can take with your children at home, and more importantly, decide for yourself. And I think this just shows the ugly side of the world, the ugly side of the internet, more importantly. It's going to be a strange one. So we'll have a video out. I'm actually going to do another podcast later tonight. So if you guys are listening right now, have listened to this whole podcast right now, I am doing another podcast tonight. It'll probably be released around 9:30, 10 o'clock tonight. PM. I'm in Mountain Standard Time. And I'm going to give you some audio from this Momo character. Audio that I'm pulling off the internet, real videos that have popped up on these platforms, and I'm going to showcase them to you guys here. And there's actually one radio host that I follow who has had a strange phenomenon happen to him after saying Momo was fake. He got a video sent to him with the character Momo talking. And it was CGI, whatever like that, but it was still strange. It came to him anonymously. Sorry. My word is getting in front of me, or ahead of me. But it came to him anonymously, and it was just a strange, scary video. And I'm going to pull that audio as well. I'm going to give you that to you guys tonight, and I'm going to dive more into the story for you guys. So if you guys are listening to this, we have a new video coming out on Facebook, on YouTube, with a psychologist, an interview with a psychologist, myself, Phoenix, interviewing the psychologist about this character. And tonight we're releasing a new podcast based on this phenomenon and other videos that are popping up on the internet following this Momo case. So I hope you guys enjoyed the podcast. My name is Phoenix. You are listening to Fallen Hour Radio.